up guys? Back here with John's B58. We are going to disassemble this, try and figure out why it tossed a rod. See if we can find anything in there. So I'm going to show you how to strip this down and get down to it. So let's hit it. Set up currently, the cam's out, so we can get this head off. And we just need to inspect the head for the owner so that we can make some decisions on that. Once the head's off, we'll dig into the bottom end and see what we're dealing with there. Alright, so we just got the head off here of this B58. First obvious thing is cylinder 5, as expected. We had some contact with the combustion chamber, it looks like. Surprisingly, it's like in okay shape. The cams are still in this, so that's why the exhaust valves are open. But you can see, kind of got a hit right here on the edges. You can see it's actually like an imprint on the combustion chamber there. So it took a little bit of a hit compared to the other ones. It's a little flatter, so realistically it seems like the head's probably okay to be reused. It would just need resurfaced, maybe a little chamfering in there just to kind of get rid of that hard edge, but it should be pretty okay. I won't have any issues reusing that. The block though, obviously we know that is fragged, that thing's gone. So next step, we'll flip this thing over here, get the timing cover and oil pan off, and then we'll yank the crank out of this thing. Part of a rod, some rod bolts, That could be the culprit right there.
Yeah.
That one sheared off in it. And then it folded it. Golly. There's the other one. Okay. They both sheared. Both rods sheared off. Rod bolt sheared. Wow.
Add this to this box of carnage.
I think that's what's left of the bearing. There's a piece of block. Wrist pin. Wow, okay. Getting all kinds of good stuff in here. Let's see what else we got. Like panning. A lot of block material. I think that would make sense why. That's what you want packed in your oil pan. Jeez. It's broken. Customer states car turned into a prop plane. This is what we got. So looking up in there, there's where all the damage is on this side.
That thing is mangled.
Just to say at least, yeah. Even broke out the side of the piston somehow over there. Unless that happened when it smacked it up against the head. You can see where it hit the head. Alright, well let me zip off this cover real quick. Ta-da!
That's about as bad as it gets usually when you have an engine failure. Windows the block.
Tell me how many miles this motor had again?
This is a 9,000 mile motor, 2021 Supra. 9,000 miles. I'm gonna say he started doing exclusively tracking only with it with about 5,000 on it. So the last 4,000 miles have been track only at any power level between 550 wheel horsepower to 750, somewhere in there, depending on what mode he's in. But
so that means that this thing has had nothing but abuse on it for the last 4,000 miles, and this is all stock internals.
It's all stock, untouched, long block. So I mean, it had bolt-on stuff, so we had intakes and turbos and other bolt-on stuff, but nothing internal-wise. Stock rod, stock piston, stock head, everything original. So going back together, it'll be a forged setup. So we'll have forged rod, forged pistons again, but just kind of uprated. I believe Visconti said he's building it to make about 1,000. So it'll be set up to run about 1,000 horsepower. Wouldn't be a nice street motor because it'll probably use some oil, but it should stay together. And hopefully run more than 9,000 miles. Then, so you can tell this crank's been. Get it out of there.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Hard stuck.
Yeah. So yeah, when you break a rod off, it usually bends your crankshaft too. So I'll pop that sucker out of there. Sounds like it did it.
There it is.
Now, that's what you got for the crankshaft. And it's nice they went back to a nice 4-bolt design for the balancer. Got rid of that stupid friction washer junk that they had on the N series motors. So I think we get to keep this block, so we'll probably do some kind of some testing. Since we have a couple 5 good cylinders, we'll probably try to learn how to machine these properly and come up with our own engine program for them, and this will be our test bed, I think. Yeah, so here we go with John's B58 block here. We got it all disassembled. My initial opinion is I think we broke a connecting rod bolt, and I think that's kind of what set forth all the ball rolling with all of this carnage. It seemingly jives with kind of it breaking on a downshift. It's hard to tell exactly with all this, but some of the shrapnel left in there. You still have a sheared off bolt. Both bolts are sheared. One, it's sheared differently too, so it's hard to say exactly, but we'll look at it more and maybe think about some other stuff, but off the cuff, that's kind of what I think happened. Because it did happen on a downshift, and when the piston speeds are the highest when you're downshifting, and I think he said he downshifted to second, which he said he usually doesn't do. Insert footage. We'll have more. I mean, there'll be more with this project because we have the new one coming. Once it gets here, they want us to run it a few times, heat cycle it, and then retorque the head studs. So we'll kind of go through that process. We'll go through the running in process. This will go on a dyno. So we have a bunch more content to follow with this. So stick with us and enjoy the series.